Another thing that I heard, and asking what was going to happen politically, was it will be a conservative revolt. And that's very strong language. And I thought, well, what does that mean, conservative revolt? I'm not even sure what all it means yet. But when I said that, James Galls, one of our prophets, said, I had a dream. And in this dream, the Lord said to me, the war between the states has begun. And that's very interesting also, because in the May issue of Charisma, they had asked me, would you give a word for America? And the word that I issued at that time was that there would come a time when states would threaten to secede from the Union. And even with, religious persecution on the rise, we're in an Acts 4 moment where God's pouring out signs and wonders. But in addition to that, there's going to be pushback from people that will try to persecute. We see a loss of religious freedom happening on a greater measure. That's what happened at Acts 4, great advance of the kingdom, great pushback.
Yeah, and one of the things that was really interesting about James's dream, as he shared it, Cindy, was that the soldiers were not only in the blue and gray from the Civil War, which was a revolution, but they were also dressed in the uniforms of the revolution in 1776, where America got its freedom. So this was when we say a revolution, we're not talking about the great racial unrest. And in fact, there was quite a bit of pleasure expressed in what South Carolina did. And
South Carolina took down the Confederate flag.
Took down the Confederate flag.
Another nation.
And Chuck Pierce had prophesied that something dramatic is going to happen. Once that happens
in South Carolina,
and happens in South Carolina, it's going to have an impact, a positive impact on the nation. And we have yet to see what that's going to be. But it sounds like it could be really exciting. It looks like God is really on a path to help us heal this racial divide.
Yeah, and so this war between the states will not be, a thing of racism.
Yeah, not about slavery or anything like that.
Yeah, because we are dealing with that, have dealt with that, and dealing with racism, against racism. But in the future, it's going to be states' rights over federal rights. And so all these states that voted pro-biblical marriage, there's going to be a blessing of God come upon them. Sheep state, the goat state, those that are standing oppositionally. And, this is not us saying this kind of thing. I mean, you read the Word of God, and it talks about this, that if you do this, I'll do this. If you don't do this, this happens. Cause and effect, cause and effect. And it's not anything we're saying. It's just all through the Word of God.